How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today I've got another Platinum Challenge Wheel video for you. I took a little break, but I wanted to get another one out to you by the end of Feb, and these obviously do take a little while to make. But yeah, without further ado, I'm going to spin this wheel. Hopefully I don't get anything bad. Hopefully it's a good one. Let's see what it's going to be. As many PlayStation Plus games as I can in 7 days. That is a decent one. Okay, cool. I'll see what I can do with that. I'll see what PS Plus games I can do. Obviously, the timer doesn't start yet. The timer's going to start once I get the first trophy. Let's have a look at some of the games that I can play. Okay, so before getting into the games, and while I let me perusing the PlayStation Plus catalogue play out in the background, I'll go over the ground rules for this challenge. Number 1, I must earn at least 7 Platinums. I feel 1 game a day should be doable for this challenge. Number 2, I need to complete at least one 10-hour plus game. That's from the trophy guide on PSN profiles. It's not my personal opinion, just in case anyone thinks like I've cheated or anything, because I've done like a shorter than 10-hour game. But yeah, I'm going off of what PSN profile says. And number 3, I wanted to platinum a game that was originally released on the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4 and the PS5 as well. I also just wanted to mention, this obviously isn't a rule, but I've chosen to do this challenge on like a normal work week where it'd actually be busier than I usually would, just to try and make this as realistic as possible. So if you guys tried it at home, then you can see sort of how you'd fare. That's it for the rules and everything else. Let's get into the video. So day 1 started on Saturday the 31st of January, and I wanted to get a platinum done before I went round my mates to watch some football. I feel like I found the perfect game to start this challenge with. It comes in at a whopping 4 out of 10 difficulty, which, by the way, I didn't actually realise until I was recording this. And to be honest, I think that that's just not right at all. And it should only take around about 6 hours. We have none other than the Untitled Goose Game. This is a game I'd seen so many people play. And after having played it myself, I can definitely see why everyone was playing it. It's really fun. The duck is incredibly cute. And I was just, to be honest, a really big fan of the way it waddled. It just made me laugh every time I saw it. And I just enjoyed just causing chaos in this little town. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me properly. Instead of doing my normal face cam, I thought I'd do this instead, just because recently with my laptop, for some unknown reason, wanting to almost take off every single time I turn my camera on. Yeah, the sound just doesn't sound that great, so I thought I'd just do it like this. But yeah, let's get into Untitled Goose Game. There I am. Oh, he waddles so funny, what the hell? Look at him run. It's already quite jokes. I wasn't expecting him to move like that. Oh, what's all down here? Look at him run with his wings out. And that is the opening sequence, what a day. Ah, get the groundskeeper wet. Oh god. Run, 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 run as fast as you can. I'm in the garden. How do I get him to wear his summer hat? I don't know what I'm doing. We can put the jam there. An apple. Do I have to take the whole sandwich? This is going to be the best picnic ever. Oh my god, this is much more difficult than I thought it was going to be. There we go. Oh, yummy. Cabbage picnic. Oh, thank God for that. What else do I need to... Oh, this is the to do as well list. Okay. No, why are you picking up my carrots and shit? Is that out of order? Oh, why is he taking the pumpkin? This guy's a snake. Oh, he's going to come get me. He's going to attack me. But little does he know I've got everything else. Yeah, have a picnic. Unlucky, mate. Yeah, now he's getting the summer hat. Won't disturb him while he does that. Look at the way he waddles after it. This jokes. This is already better than Stray, I'm not gonna lie, guys. And once the farmer put the summer hat on, I earned the garden trophy for completing the garden to-do list. It was then onto the high street, where I had to scare the boy with glasses and steal from the lady's shop. I'd say either this area or the next one was actually like my least favourite in the game. I don't know why they was, it's just a lot more things to do that are annoying compared to like the first area, And then by the time you get to the last area, you're sort of used to everything, so it's kind of a bit easier. And I don't know, I just felt I enjoyed the last bit more than these two. I only got one trophy here, and that was for completing the high street to-do list. But don't worry, obviously I'll be back later, and I've got a load of other random trophies to do there as well. We now have back gardens. This area only has 2 people and 2 backyards to worry about. In one, you have a man with slippers on, reading the paper and drinking tea. And then next door, there's a lady who's clearly an artist, and she's trying to paint a picture of a vase. Or vase, I don't know. So we of course just come here and cause absolute chaos. We have to steal the man's slippers so he's walking around barefoot. I need to get a slipper and all of the ladies' washing into the man's water feature in his garden. I need to make the man break the vase, make her dress up a statue with the man's belongings, get the lady to put a bow on my neck, and make the man spit out his tea by making this massive bell go off. And then the final challenge in the area is to have the lady cut the prize-winning rose. Once she cut the rose, we received the Back Gardens trophy for completing the Back Gardens to-do list. It was then on to the pub. This sort of became one of my preferred areas in the game. It's this one and the first one, I think they're probably my favourite. I think it was the most challenging, but also the most fun at the same time. And even the speedrun wasn't too bad. It took me a little while to get used to the area. I didn't actually realise that I could go under the little side bit here, rather than having to wait for the door to be opened. I honestly didn't realise until I was nearly done with the entire area. I was waiting for this delivery lady continuously to just open the door. I'm genuinely ashamed of how long it took me to actually realise that. The to-do list was similar to the other ones, but my favourite bit was when we hit the bucket on the owner's head from this ledge up here. After I'd done that, the pub trophy was mine. Pull it down, pull it down. Come on, wiggle. Yes, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Ah, there we go. Let's run. Aha. What a day. Now I've got to get this through the entire place. I've got to take it all the way back home to my pile of bells. Oh, there she is. Leave me alone. Lady. Leave me alone. You've been absolutely juked, mate. Unlucky. Unlucky, pal. I'm off. I'm done. I'm gone. I've gone. I've legged it. You've been mugged off, pal. Ah, no. Don't follow me. Not to my secret area. You can't do that. And there we go. Thank you for playing our video game. There we go. That's the end of the story. Well, I say story. End of the game, really. It's been quite fun. It's been such a weird game. I've never played anything like this before. But yeah, now I've got to do a load of speed runs and a load of random additional trophies. I think the majority of trophies I've got to do are related to the other to-do list. I've already done one of them, which is good. But yeah, I've got to do a couple more. Hopefully we can get it done quite quickly. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back probably when I've finished doing it. The other to-do list is probably going to be quite quick. It's just a load of random things that I've got to do, so it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, I'll bring you guys back towards the end. I started out by going to my least favourite area and absolutely terrorising the boy again. I started by making him trip over into the puddle, and then I trapped him in the garage for another trophy as well. I got another couple easy ones out of the way in this area for making the shop scales go ding, and another one for opening an umbrella inside the TV shop as well. Before leaving the area, I decided to antagonise the boy one last time by stealing his football, and then taking it to the next area in the back gardens to finally score a goal for the Nimble trophy. As I was in the back gardens, I decided to go for another trophy for catching something as it gets thrown over the fence. It was then onto the pub, where I stole the old man's woolen hat for the cheeky trophy, and I performed wearing a ribbon for the elegant trophy as well. I then dragged the box from the last area to the back gardens, so Slipper Man could throw me over the fence for the intrepid trophy. I locked the groundskeeper out of the garden and collected all 5 flowers for 2 more trophies. Now there's only 3 more trophies left until the speed runs. I started by getting the devious trophy for making someone from outside the high street buy back their own stuff. I think it was easiest to just do it the groundskeeper, so I went for that. Then it was the pretty trophy for dressing the bust with things from outside of the back gardens, and then finally the lovely trophy for sailing the toy boat under the bridge. Okay, so I've done all of the random to-do list ones. Some of them were quite fun, some of them were a little bit tedious, but yeah, no, that was good. So now I'm on to the speed runs. Hopefully I can get these done quite quickly. I think a couple of the areas are going to be quite easy. I think the only area that's going to be hard is the final area. Well, I say hard, it's going to take me a few goes, but yeah, I'm going to reset now and I'll give it a go. Hopefully I can get them done, as I say, really fast. But yeah, let's see how I do. I'll be honest, guys, I was completely wrong about the speedruns. The final area was definitely by far the easiest one. I think the gardens was the worst. It just didn't really flow that well for me, and I tried it like easily about 10-15 times. The first area was okay. The only thing that took me like a little while was remembering the actual to-do list. Other than that, it was a cakewalk really. And pretty quickly, I got the Garden Quickly trophy for completing the speedrun. The High Street was similar, where it was mainly just getting used to the to-do list again, rather than it actually being that difficult. The only annoying part was obviously having to steal the items and put them in the shopping basket. If you don't put it in the right place, you might waste quite a lot of time just taking items to the basket and back again and stuff. But I was able to get the High Street Quickly trophy for finishing the level before the church bells rang. And then we had Back Gardens. Not a fun one. Checking the time it actually took me between trophies, there's a 45-minute gap. And I'll be honest, I didn't just sit there and leave the game on. I was purely just trying it over and over and over again. I know it's probably a skill issue, but honestly, I think the hardest part for me was just remembering everything and finding an efficient way to actually do it. The tactic was mainly just start with the washing, going in the water feature in the guy's garden. Then after that, I sort of changed where I went every single time. It was just do what I can see that's like kind of available and makes sense. The worst one for me was actually getting a lady to attach the ribbon onto like my neck instead of the fake goose. She kept seeing me or the other goose and then was just getting annoyed and made me get off of the spot. And then I'd have to reset that bit, and it was just kind of frustrating. But thankfully, after 45 minutes of attempt after attempt, I finally got the Back Gardens Quickly trophy, and now it was on to the pub for the final trophy. As I said with this area, I found it the easiest by far. On my first few attempts, I realised that you actually get so much time here, it's a joke. Yes, you had to do obviously a lot of things, but the amount of time you get is honestly crazy. This was literally one of my first few runs, and I'll show you how it ended. I was literally just on the way to drop the pint glass in the river, and the bell went. That is so frustrating. I actually can't believe that I got to that point and the bell went. Oh my god. Oh, right, okay. We go again. I'm going to reset, and then hopefully this next one is the last one. It wasn't quite the very next one, but we did get it done quite quickly. There we go, guys. I've done that. The pub quickly, and then finally a secret prize for the platinum. I think you do get a crown. To be honest, I'm not going to stick around and go look at it. I know it's a crown. But yeah, on to the next game. Hopefully we can get quite a few done today. But yeah, on to the next game. And so that's it for Platinum number 1. After I finished that off, I went out, watched some football, and then came back later. When I come back, I was ready to Platinum some more games. Unfortunately, however, it didn't go as planned. When I came back, I realised I had done the Platinum on the completely wrong account.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never...
I have my main account and I have the GST Platinums account, and I'd unfortunately done it on the main account. This was an absolute rookie error. That meant I had to Platinum the game all over again on the correct account, and this set me back 4 to 5 hours, right at the start of the challenge as well. It felt like an utter waste of time, but I picked myself up and I went again. So I made inroads into completing the Platinum on the right account, but it was too late to finish it off. So I decided to call it a day and go again tomorrow. Okay, so it's day 2. We only got 1 platinum on the first day, which is unfortunate, but I had quite a busy Saturday, to be honest. But today on Sunday, I'm completely free, and obviously after having to platinum the Untitled Goose Game, it has set us back a little while. But to be fair, I got it done quicker when I wasn't trying to like find everything. I knew what I was doing, but I got it done within like 3 hours. Whereas the first time it took me like 5, which admittedly is poor. But yeah, so we're into the second day. I'm going to start off with an absolute classic for me. It's one of my favourite games of all time that I've ever played. Not that it's like groundbreaking or anything. Sorry. I have actually already platinumed it on the game. It was my first ever platinum for my account. It's none other than Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. We're going to be platinum the PS4 version today, so it should be the original trophy list, which I did mention in that video. I completely understand if no one's watched that. I don't implore you to go and watch it. It's a horrendous video, but it's my first video, so I'm keeping it on the channel. But yeah, so let's get into Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. This intro is actually honestly goated for me. I love it. I love the fact in this intro, right, that it has like the blue eco that's there when you go there in the game. It's like they haven't changed anything. They've just animated them sort of like in a cutscene in a way. But yeah, like the blue eco is just in the middle of all of the enemies. It's so weird. So last time I played this, I took 8 hours to finish it, which the trophy, not the trophy list, the PSN Profiles Platinum like guide says it should take 10 hours. To be honest, I'm quite actually ashamed it took me 8. I'm going to try and aim for around about 6 hours this time, because realistically I should easily be able to do it. I played this game so many times. But yeah, so we're going to try and get this done in 6 hours, and then hopefully I can get another platinum today. Well, I should be able to get another platinum today. Yeah, don't you worry, I know what they are, and I will not be missing any of them. Okay, I'm not going to make the same mistake as I've done so many times. There's orbs down there. I'm going to go down there and get them. If anyone has seen my first video, they'll notice that the first time I platinumed this game, I missed them, and the time that I platinumed it then, I missed them as well. So yeah, hopefully this time I don't miss any easy ones. If I'm right, I think that there's a trophy here. I'm not massively sure. Yeah, there we go. Open says me. Open the precursor door. That's my first trophy of the game. What day? Yeah, I don't care, mate. I know how the health works. I've been picking them up like the whole time. Why didn't you tell me earlier? Oh, for God's sake! Why did it have to do that then? It doesn't look as good as the other one that I played, the PS5 version. PS5 version is much better looking than this. It's not all about looks, guys. It's not all about looks. Yep. Yeehaw. Herd the yakals into the pen. I'm pretty sure, like, just all power cells in, like, the first area are trophies in this. But I will have to confirm. Now, for me, the goated way to go is Forbidden Jungle, which is what I'm going to do once I've got everything here. I don't think this bit down here actually counts as Forbidden Forest. At least I'm hoping so. No, it definitely does. Oh, no, it doesn't. There we go. The Orbist. Collect 100 precursor orbs. What a day. Okay, I'm going to go for the goated, the best mission on this game. Let's talk to the fisherman. This, honestly, is just basically just PS2 brilliance, if I'm honest.
£1 fishies and
£5
fishies.
Oh, fuck. I've already missed one. I'm always wrong with me. This is poor from me. I've already missed one. I can't believe that. Ah! That eel come out of nowhere, mate. This really doesn't help that I'm colourblind. I'm locked in right now. Yeah, there we go. I thought I was going to get one of them eagles then. It's obviously very easy, but I just love that level. It's not level, it's just to get that precursor herb is amazing. That precursor herb. There we go, hand over fish. Catch 200 pounds of fish. Flying through the trophies. 3 already, it's crazy. How long's it been? 27 minutes in all fairness, pretty poor. And here we go, here's the fight, is the boss fight. Ow. That was out of order. And it's dead. Black Farm. Defeat the Dark Eco Plant. Get in. Now there's a few orbs here that are very missable. So I've just got to hit its head until it stops giving me orbs. Is that all done? Yeah, that's all done. There we go. Thank you for the power cell, mate. Oh, shiny happy steeples. Connect the eco beams. What a day. I didn't realise that was going to be a trophy. Oh, pop goes the lurker. Another trophy. Destroy the balloon lurkers. There we go. I've survived the ambush. I am massive. Oh, tonight's featured event. Defeat lurker ambush in arena. Why couldn't I say arena there? What the fuck? That's that one. Buzzing. Collect 28 scout flies. Unreal. Oh, power lunch. Collect 25 power cells. Nice. Nice. Nowhere near as fast. Give me that. Get the power cell from the pelican. Yeah, you're too slow, man. Too slow. Come on. Come on. Do I get a trophy for this? I feel like I do. I don't know. There, eggs over hard. I knew I got a trophy for that. I knew it. Push the egg off the cliff. Yeah. Okay, that's absolutely every power cell in the first few areas. These are at 4. Here. 6. Yeah, all of them. All 8 of those. All 7 of them. All 8 of those. And then now the fire canyon. First time through, I'm not going to worry about the orbs or the scout flies. I'll get them when I come. I'll go back through once I've done it once. It's not looking good. Oh god. Oh, I've made it easy. Zoom. Reach the end of the fire canyon. Alright, here we are, Boggy Swamp. Second least favourite area in game. Buzzed. Collect 49 scout flies. Twist and shout. Defeat the lurker ambush. Nice. And so I carried on with Boggy Swamp, getting the last 2 trophies for that area and making sure that I found all of the precursor orbs. I didn't want to have to go back to anywhere, and they're so easy to miss as well. I quickly got the trophies for both collecting 50 power cells and 1000 precursor orbs. That was halfway through for those, so that's good. And then it was onto the precursor basin. Now, having already played the game, I'm not gonna, and already obviously making a video on it, I'm not gonna spend massive amounts of time on each area because I've already sort of done that in a way in the first video. But for some reason in this area for this trophy list, there's 5 trophies. You'd think it's like the starting area or something. That's way too many trophies for just a random area in the middle of the game. So we got 2 trophies for navigating both the blue and purple precursor rings, 1 for beating the time trial, another for curing the dark eco-infected plants, and then finally 1 for catching the flying lurkers. It was then on to the second boss fight of the game. I always like this one a bit more than the first, especially because there's a bit more challenge involved, albeit like not an amazing amount, but it's still more challenging than the first one. But I still get through the fight with ease, and then I earn the trophy Declawed for defeating Claw. Straight after, you have to chase some lurkers to stop them from blowing up the entrance to the Red Sage's gaff, and for getting to the end of the mountain pass before them, you receive the Zoom Zoom trophy. Now we have 2 of the more challenging areas in the game. One is a snowy mountain area with lots of different directions you can go in, multiple cool things to do, and many power cells to collect, with 2 trophies there as well. And then the other is complete and utter hell. Before I go into the spider cave in a bit more detail, I went to the snowy mountain first. I made sure to do this because you need to open up the yellow eco vents, I think they are. I'm not gonna lie, obviously being colourblind, I don't know if it's yellow or green, but I think it's yellow. And you need to use that yellow eco to then get the precursor orbs in the spider cave. You also need it for another power cell that's hidden. So I opened up the vents and got the 2 trophies. First was It's Dark in Here for surviving the lurker infested cave. And then it was It's Cold Out Here for stopping the 3 lurker glacier troops. Those were like the stronger enemies in the area. You had to beat them with red eco, I think it was. Now it was the dreaded spider cave. This area is just pure frustration. There's so many different levels, and there's 2 main different areas with random cave areas in between as well. It's just so hard to keep track of where you're going, and there's so many places to just die as well. You could get hit by a baby little spider, or you could get hit by a spider coming from the ceiling who fires some weird purple fizzy thing at you. And then there's also the abyss that you could fall in, or even worse, the dark eco as well. And then there's also those random dons with the drills. Honestly, it's shocking. And to top it all off, there's only 1 trophy related to this area, but you've obviously still got to get everything else. And that's Kablam for destroying the dark eco crystals. So it's not even a hard one. It's just you have to go basically throughout the whole thing to get them. And so once I got all the trophies and the power cells and the precursor orbs, I was glad to be out of there, most definitely. And as I collected every power cell I could by this point, we was on to the final couple of areas. First, I just need to reach the end of the lava tube for the Zoom 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 trophy. This is the hardest vehicle level of the game. Some of the jumps you do are nerve-wracking as hell. You literally just have to pray that you're going to make the jump. If you overcorrect too much, then you're done. You're just straight into the lava. Thankfully, I made it to the end unscathed, and I earned the trophy. Now it's the final area of the game, Goal and Myers Citadel. First time I played this, I had a lot of difficulties here. The platforming definitely takes a step up, but thankfully I'd done it before, so I was able to get it done quite quickly and simply. I started by freeing the red sage for the Set Me Free trophy. It was then the blue sage for the No Set Me Free trophy, and then the yellow sage for the Hey Set Me Free trophy. And while I was making my way up to the green sage, I earned the totally buzzed out trophy for collecting all 112 scout flies. And then round the next corner, I collected the last precursor orb and earned the Super Orberator trophy. I think it says Orberator. Then within a few steps, it was both the maximum power trophy for collecting all 101 power cells and then Set Me Free already trophy for freeing the green sage. Okay, let's try and get this final boss fight done first time. Whenever I've done it before, to be honest, I haven't. But hopefully this time we can. I'm nearly dead, man. Yes. I think we're basically done. Oh my god. Give me the white eco. There we go. The game is finished. There we go, battle hardened. The final battle against Golemaya, and then finally, top of the heap. You have mastered the game and collected all there is to collect. There we go. And they're having a little dance for you as well. Great platinum, really fun. I don't actually know how long it took me. I think it was around about 5.5 hours, which I'm quite happy with. But yeah, let's get on to the next game. There's no hanging about. Okay, so we have the 3rd game of the video. And it's one that is a series that I've played on this channel before in a couple of videos. I've played the first and second one. This one's completely different. Well, I say completely different. Same sort of vibe, but different overall sort of theme. Yeah, we have none other than Cat Quest 3. It should take us around about 10 hours. Hopefully we can do it quicker. But yeah, I'm actually really excited to play this one. People have said that this is really good. I know the second one I really enjoyed. The second one I enjoyed more than the first one. But it did feel like it took a bit longer. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we can get this done quick as possible. And we can have a lot of fun as well at the same time. And it's also a PS5 Platinum. Oh, so I've got 2 weapons now. I've got a gun and I've got a sword. That's actually pretty sick. I like that a lot. Yeah, get wetted, mate. You've been done. Ship key, yeah, I have my own ship now, Lane. Oh, there we go, first trophy. First secret, found a hidden item. What day? Before I go any further in the video, I just want to say a few things. First of all, I feel like I'm saying this every single video at the moment, but honestly, thank you so much for the continued support on the channel. I really appreciate it. The start of this year has been absolutely crazy. There's at least double the amount of people subscribed compared to the start of the year, and that's just mental to me. I also wanted to mention, if we can get to 500 subscribers by my birthday on the 8th of April, then I will play and platinum Elden Ring. I've never platinumed a Souls game before. I know it's one of the easier ones, but it's a good entry point for me into that type of series. I'll try and do a bigger and harder sort of game every decent sort of milestone I have of subscribers. And so if you can get to 500 subs by the 8th of April, I will be platinuming Elden Ring. If you can't, then that's fair enough. I appreciate you guys watching the videos anyway. So yeah, let's get back to the video. And back to grinding I went. The Cat Quest series is great, honestly, and I'd urge everyone to platinum all 3 of the games, or even just play them. I'd definitely say this one is the easiest platinum of them all, and I'd argue it's probably my favourite one as well. I enjoyed the boat and the fact that you didn't have to get to level 100 to complete the game, and you didn't have to do all of the dungeons either. It was just, I think it was just better the way that they done it. And I think, like, to be fair, the bounty trophy for me actually popped really early. I still had like 2 or 3 left to do of the last few, so I was quite happy that that happened. And that possibly meant that it was a little bit shorter than it was meant to be. But yeah, the entire game is just really decent. I really like the inclusion of having both a melee weapon and a gun as well. It made the combat a lot more varied. And by the end of the second day, I had earned 14 trophies in Cat Quest 3. These were all ranging from defeating certain enemies, opening chests, and collecting different pieces of equipment. So I called it a night and then went to bed. Now we're into day 3. Quick little recap so far, I've managed to platinum both the Untitled Goose Game, technically twice, but we can only really count one, and Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy. And then I've got 14 out of 31 trophies in Cat Quest 3 as well. Now, unfortunately, all of my footage from day 3 has corrupted, so I'm having to show you guys the trophies through PlayStation's playback feature. This honestly saves me so much, so shout out to PlayStation. Anyway, on day 3, I was a very busy boy. I had to go into the office, and then after work, I also went round my mates and booked a stag do. We're going to Benidorm, for those who were wondering, but this meant I had little time to play the game. So I only managed to get 9 more trophies on day 3, leaving me an absolute mountain to climb on day 4. Day 4 rolls around, and I realise if I want to get the 7 platinums done, I'm going to need to play while I work from home. So I firm it, and I fire up the PlayStation. I didn't have much left to do really. I started by returning all of the lost items to the rightful owners for the Community Helper trophy. I collected all of the equipment in the Caribbean for the Armiari Fashionista trophy, I believe that says. It was then just finishing off quest lines really, so I started with the Kid Cat quests for the Meowsterwork trophy, then the Happily Ever After trophy for witnessing the Mermaid find her Prince Charming. I found all of the hidden items for the secret Plunderer trophy, and then the final quest I completed was the Golden Tower. This was for the Positively Golden trophy, which left me with only 1 trophy left to do, and that was Problem Solver for completing 12 sets of puzzle stones. Once that trophy popped, I finally got my hands on the Platinum trophy. Now there's no dilly-dallying, it's straight into the next game. We have a PS1 absolute classic here for you. From one of the greatest Disney series ever made, although I do actually refuse to watch the 4th one, and I think they're bringing out a 5th one as well that I just will not watch. It's none other than Toy Story 2. If you remember playing this game as a kid, then you're exactly like me. The graphics are honestly hilarious to look at now, and I forgot half of the things you actually have to do in the game, but there are just snippets where it's just pure nostalgia and I just love playing it. The way I remember playing as a kid was as soon as I got 1 Pizza Planet token, I was off to the next area. I didn't realise that there was actually like a boss fight on every level, and I definitely never completed the game before, because I had no idea at the end that you have to actually fight 3 Dons at the same time. I think you forget with these like older games how unforgiving they are as well. Obviously it's a kid's game, so it's got some level of forgiveness, of course, but this is much more unforgiving than any new games that I've played recently. There's no checkpoints. If you fall from like the top of something, best believe that you're going to have to climb back up that bad boy. There's no shortcuts really in this entire game. My favourite areas still have to be for me the first area, the second area, and then the 2 in Al's Toy Barn. These are the ones I remember by far the most. They're honestly absolutely so iconic. I'm not going to go over every trophy for this game because it mainly just consists of defeating the boss in each area. Some of them, like, you have to do certain combat things for as well, and then collecting all 5 of the missing toys, and then another like miscellaneous trophy in that area as well. Some of the levels are actually just purely boss fights too, so you get a trophy for completing them as well. Some of the bosses were decently difficult as well, like in the back alleys against the big slimy don in the bin. I started shooting him and nothing was really happening, so I had to watch a video and then realise that I just needed to keep shooting him, and that would actually kill him, but no idea how the young version of me worked that one out. I'm actually quite proud of the young version of me. Yeah, old me just didn't have a clue at all. I managed to earn 28 out of the 39 trophies by the end of day 4. I was actually planning to have this game done by the end of the day, but unfortunately that just wasn't possible. So I went to bed and regrouped and came back stronger on the next day. Now day 5 was another day that I had to be in the office, but I didn't have any plans after work, so I had plenty of time to get this game done. I started by finishing off the level in the airport with the conveyor belts and where you have to fight the prospector, and then it was onto the final normal level of the game where I earned 3 trophies. I started with you're a better buzz than I am for speaking to Rex in every level that he appears in, Heli Helper for solving the puzzle to make the helicopter land, and finally Forge Ahead for defeating the blacksmith. At this point I'd made it further than I'd ever done before. When I was younger, the furthest I'd made it was the airport runway level, which in all fairness now I know is the one before the end, so I was so close. But I'd always make it there and then just die because I'd run out of lives. I'd finally actually made it to the final boss fight, and I felt like I was ready to fight anyone. But then 3 geezers come out of the suitcase and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That's honestly crazy. None of the other fights in the game are like that. It's the only one where you have to fight more than one person at the same time, like in an actual boss fight. I struggled in some of the fights against one person, let alone 3. I'm just thankful that the slime guy wasn't there. That would have honestly been the end of me. I would never have been able to finish that. That would have been so out of order from the developers. But thankfully, I was able to defeat all 3 of the enemies and claim the, well, Stinky Pete, I think it's time you learned the true meaning of playtime trophy. That's honestly a mouthful. It took me a few times to do that. I then just had 4 trophies to clean up. The first was for defeating the clown top with only spin moves. I didn't even make it up to there in the first playthrough, so it was cool actually getting that fight, because I didn't have the grapple originally. You have to go like further in the game to then go back. And then on the same level, I jumped on each lily pad for the Howl Ribbiting trophy. Honestly, no idea how I didn't do that on the first playthrough. I felt like I jumped on all of them, but clearly I didn't. It was then back to Owl's Toy Barn for defeating the dinosaur without stepping on the green goo, for the Attentive Space Ace trophy. And then finally, all I had to do was defeat the gunslinger with only a charged laser. To be fair, I thought it meant at first just one shot to kill him, but I quickly realised obviously it just means you can only hit him with the charged laser. And once I defeated him, I earned the Reach for the Sky trophy, followed by I'm Proud of You Cowboy for the Platinum trophy. Honestly, great bit of nostalgia playing this game. If you're a fan of the films, then I'd say definitely give it a go. But if you don't really care for the films, or you didn't play it when you was younger, then I'd say just give it a miss. It's hard to get used to the old graphics if you don't really care for the game. Anyway, we plough through onto the next game. I wanted to platinum a bit of a different type of game with this one, compared to the ones that I'd done so far. So I went for a cozy game that's more like dialogue driven compared to some of the other more action-packed games that we've played. I've gone for none other than Coffee Talk. Now going into this, I thought it would be a nice change of pace. It's nice and cozy, and I'll have a decent amount of fun playing it. I was quite wrong. Now, I completely understand why people would love this game, and if it's your type of game, then fair enough. It just wasn't really for me. I liked some of the storylines going on. I thought that they were interesting, and I would consider playing it again outside of like a challenge concept, because of some of them were actually like quite good. But it was a hell of a lot of reading to do, and I just really didn't want to do that. And unless you wanted to follow a guide the whole time, you couldn't really skip through everything in the text boxes, because they'll say what they wanted to drink.
And yeah, you needed to make the specific ones to actually get everything you wanted to out of the story. I think the game really is designed to be replayed because it is quite short. And if you only wanted to focus on, say, like one person's story per time playing, that would actually be quite a good idea. But for me, I really didn't want to have to do that. And I didn't want to have to play it more times than what I had to, really. After the first session of playing the game, I'd only earned 6 out of 24 trophies. This was honestly quite poor, but to be fair, I had like given up on the game after about an hour because it felt like I was doing homework. So I slept on it and I went again on day 6. We're really fast approaching the end of this challenge, and I'm still only on 4 platinums out of a minimum of 7 that I wanted to get done. This is quite a poor showing, really. So I had to crack on and get through the games. So I crack on, and the first trophy I get was the Art Takes Time trophy. What I done, I just left my screen on while I was working, and then every time it was about to turn off, I just wiggled the stick. So yeah, I was able to earn that trophy first. This also made it a lot easier to get the trophy for listening to all of the songs, while I left like it idle for so long. I was now thankfully getting to the end of the game, and I earned the We're All Friends trophy for meeting every character in the game. It was now just finishing off everyone's story arcs and unlocking all of the social media profiles for each character. And the final trophy before the story ended was Interstellar Support for helping Neil to help me. And finally, for completing the story, you earned the Is That It trophy for playing the story mode to conclusion once. Now at this point, I still had 7 trophies left, and I knew for the God of Caffeine trophy, I needed to play certain days again to get the different dialogue needed for the trophy. What I didn't realise was that you could select the days that you wanted to play. So I ended up actually just playing the whole game through again, rather than just playing the specific days. While I done this, I was able to earn 2 trophies, one for trashing a total of 25 drinks, and then the Master Brewer trophy as well for unlocking all special drinks. And then guess what? I get to the end of the story again, and no trophy. So I've played it through again, completely wasting my time, and I didn't get the trophy. So then this time, instead of doing that, I selected the specific days and I made it to the end, and thankfully the second time of asking, it actually worked. Now it was just onto the challenge mode. You basically just need to serve the correct drinks against the clock. If it's wrong, then the timer just keeps going, but if you get it right, then it just adds a little bit of time on. Obviously the time still goes down, but yeah, it adds on like 10 to 20 seconds. I quickly got the trophies for serving 10 and 25 correct cups of coffee, and then I reached 50 shortly after that. This earned me the Barista Guru trophy, which was followed by Coffee and Chill, the Platinum trophy. I was so relieved when the trophy finally popped. It meant that I could stop playing the game. And again, I just want to say, I understand why people would like the game, but it really just wasn't my sort of game. Anyway, we live and we learn. I have 5 platinums with only a day and a bit left. I really need to choose wisely here. So my next game was actually my favourite platinum I earned throughout this challenge. It comes in as a 2 out of 10 for difficulty. It has a whopping 12 trophies for me to earn. It's none other than Lake. Another cozy game with stunning visuals where you're delivering mail to different people throughout the town. And most importantly, you can actually move around, talk, and you can actually drive. So this was an amazing change of pace compared to the last game. I annoyingly started the game very late on day 6, so I was only actually able to earn 1 trophy that day, and that was for starting your first day. Okay, we're on to the final day of the challenge. I need to earn 2 platinums today. Now, I do have the fallback of the fact that I started the challenge around about 12 o'clock on the Saturday, so technically I can play until 12 this Saturday as well. I'm keeping that in the back pocket just in case, but I was hoping I didn't have to do that. So I started playing during work again. I was able to quickly earn the Cat Lover trophy for helping Mildred by taking Mortimer to Bert. No idea why you'd take a cat to a fisherman, but who am I to judge? I've never had a cat, maybe that's where you're actually meant to take him, not sure. I was then able to climb the watchtower for the Tower Watcher trophy. It was right around there that the story was actually getting really, really good, and I started enjoying it a lot. The people in the town had some great stories, and our character had so much going on. I would happily play this game again whenever I get bored of like the hustle and bustle of bigger games. Like, I'm going to be playing Ark Raiders soon because it looks amazing. And if I ever need like a break from that type of game, then this is definitely one I consider just playing again just to de-stress myself. This game honestly epitomizes the term cozy game. It's the coziest one I've ever played. And I think it's better than Jasont, which was my previous favourite game in like this type of genre. If you don't consider them the same genre, then that's fair enough. It's just how I see them. I carried on helping out around town, and I earned the Shutterbug trophy for helping Nancy by testing the photo camera. I think I actually got some decent photos with that, especially this one of the statue and like the lake in the background and the mountains. It looks really good. Then it was Movie Carrier for helping Angie by delivering the movie box, and Workaholic for helping Steve out both times. And unfortunately, the last trophy I was able to earn before I went round my mates for dinner was Metal Detector for talking to Andy the Detectorist. Now this left me with just 4 trophies to earn before 12 the next day. I knew at this point I had failed the challenge, as I didn't have the minimum of 7 platinums or a platinum for each generation of console. So I'm going to need some forfeits from you guys in the comments. Please, any games you think of that you think would be good as a forfeit. If it could be something that's not on the wheel, that'd be great. I can also have it like be something that I've got to dress up as something in the next video. What I'll then do is I'll choose the forfeit, or it will be the most liked comment. But obviously we're going to have to keep it within reason, guys, because I'm not willing to do anything. I'll do a lot, but not anything. So the next day rolls around and I wake up extra early to get the platinum done. I have all 3 endings to do, and I also need to reach the hill with the church on it. I did do that in my first playthrough, but I actually glitched the trophy because I got out of the van before she was done reminiscing, so it just didn't pop. So I started off with the Life in the Fast Lane trophy for going back to the big city. It was then the Free Spirit trophy for leaving in the RV, and then finally I finished on the Hometowner trophy for staying in Providence Oaks. And then once this was done, I started a new game and earned the Higher Ground trophy for reaching the hill with the church. And finally the Platinum trophy was mine. That was 6 platinums in 7 days. I'm annoyed I wasn't able to get at least 7. If I'd chosen a less busy week, then I do think I definitely would have been able to do it. I'll definitely be giving it another go at some point later in the year, but for now, I'm a failure. Please make sure that you leave something in the comments for the forfeit, or if you have any games that you actually want me to play, and any new challenges for the wheel, then let me know in the comments. Thank you again for watching. Anyone that wants to subscribe, you're an absolute legend. Have a great day, everyone. Safe.